Have you ever been in a situation where you just wished a deal could enforce itself? Well, today we are diving into a technology that does exactly that. We're talking about contracts that can literally think, act, and even pay out, all on their own. No, seriously, just stop and think about that for a second. What if you had an agreement that completely cuts out the lawyers, the banks, all the middlemen you need to make sure it's followed? An agreement that just happens automatically, the second the conditions are met.
Okay, so this diagram right here, this is going to be our roadmap for this whole explainer. I know, it might look a little complicated at first glance, and yes, some of the terms are in French, but don't worry about that. It lays out an incredibly powerful idea. We're going to break it down piece by piece to see exactly how an agreement can run itself.
So, first things first, before we get into the wild tech stuff, let's ground ourselves in a world we all get, right? The world of property, of agreements, and all the people involved.
So every deal has its players, right? And you can see them here in the diagram. We've got owners, tenants, landlords, the whole shebang. And what holds it all together? What defines their relationships, their rights, their responsibilities? It's that one central thing, the contract.
And think about it, a traditional contract is really just paper, or maybe a PDF. It's a passive document. It's like a rule book for a game that can't actually play the game itself. It totally relies on people and institutions to read it, argue about what it means, and then, hopefully, enforce it. It has zero power on its own. Okay, so everything's chugging along just fine. The rules are clear, everyone knows their role. But, the real test of any agreement isn't when things are going great. It's what happens when things go sideways. And in our little story here, things are about to go very sideways. It's a moment of pure chaos, an event nobody saw coming, and it's going to put this entire agreement to the ultimate test. And there it is. See that part of the diagram labeled eventma? That means event. A fire breaks out at one of the properties. This isn't just a detail. This is the trigger. This is the exact moment that kicks our whole automated process into gear. So let's just pause here. In a normal scenario, what happens next? You know exactly what happens. It's a total nightmare, right? Endless phone calls, insurance adjusters, mountains of paperwork, arguments, and then weeks, maybe even months of just waiting for a payout. It's slow, it's expensive, and it is so frustrating. But what if you could just skip all of that? The entire bureaucratic mess. What if the contract itself could see what happened and react instantly? Well, this is where our story takes a hard turn, straight into the future. And here's the absolute game changer. This isn't your normal contract sitting in some dusty filing cabinet. Nope. It's a piece of code and it lives on the blockchain. That connection you see in the diagram, that's the secret sauce. That's where all the magic comes from. So what on earth is a blockchain anyway? The simplest way to think about it is like a super secure shared digital notebook, one that can't be erased or changed by anyone. It's amazing because it can automatically verify information, like say an official report about a fire, and then, without asking anyone for permission, it just follows a set of pre-written instructions. It's a system built on trust that's guaranteed by math, not by people. And because our contract is plugged directly into this system of guaranteed trust, what happens next isn't just fast, it's completely unstoppable. Okay, so check out how this unfolds. It's like dominoes. First, a trusted official source confirms the fire. That piece of data, bam, automatically triggers the if this, then that code inside the contract. Then, the blockchain executes the command. No one can stop it, no one can argue with it, and instantly the insurance payout is sent to the right person. That's the execution and règlement, or settlement, that you see on our diagram. It just happens. And what's the most amazing number in this whole process? It's 0. That's the number of phone calls you had to make, the number of forms you had to fill out, the number of middlemen who needed to take their cut. 0. It all just happened. Why? Because the rules were baked into the code from day one. So let's be clear, what we've just walked through isn't just some clever new type of insurance policy. No, this is a whole new category of agreement, and it has a name. This is a smart contract, and it's not called smart just because it's digital. It's smart because it's active. It literally executes itself. The agreement and the enforcement of that agreement, they become one and the same. I mean, just look at the difference when you put the old way and the new way side by side. It is absolutely night and day. We're going from something slow, expensive, and based on trusting other people to a system that's instant, cheap, and based on the absolute certainty of code.
And the benefits here are just massive. It's automatic, so no human error. It's transparent, so everyone sees the same rules. It's efficient, saving a ton of time and money. And it's ridiculously secure, thanks to the cryptography of the blockchain. You're basically swapping out ambiguity and bureaucracy for pure mathematical certainty.
There's this saying in the blockchain world that just nails it. The code is the law. And that really is the whole philosophy here. In the world of smart contracts, the rules written into that code are the final word. The code doesn't have a bad day, it doesn't try to bend the rules, it just executes. Period. The code is the law of that agreement.
And that brings us to a really mind-bending final thought. We just saw how this completely upends something like insurance. But what about everything else? What about voting or tracking goods in a supply chain? What about the process of buying a house? If the very agreements that run our society can suddenly start running themselves, what other parts of our world are about to be completely, and I mean completely, rewritten?